We're working with concentrated hydrochloric acid, so you have to be careful. If you get it on your skin, you need to wash your hands right away, but you're wearing gloves, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Materials, or I should say reagents: 6 molar hydrochloric acid, about 0.04 grams of magnesium metal, black coating removed with sandpaper. Lab materials that you need: ring stand, clamp, UDometer tube, where a UDometer tube is closed at one end and open at the other. Okay, be very careful. They're $60 a piece. You are responsible if you break them. You need a large beaker, about halfway filled with water from the tap. You need about 150 milliliters of deionized water. You will need a 10 milliliter graduated cylinder. You will need a stopper with a metal cage. And you will need a large graduated cylinder to measure out your deionized water with. But since I already did that, I can put that aside. First step in the procedure is to measure out 8 to 10 milliliters of hydrochloric acid. So carefully. Doesn't have to be exact, but you should know exactly how much you use. I have 9.8 milliliters of hydrochloric acid. I need to record that in my data table. I can put the hydrochloric acid aside and add the hydrochloric acid carefully to the bottom of my UDometer tube. I'm done with my small graduated cylinder, and now I'm going to take the deionized water, not the tap water, but the deionized water, and carefully add the water to the UDometer tube without disrupting the hydrochloric acid on the bottom. So it's important that you do not allow a lot of mixing between the water and the hydrochloric acid. So I want to add the water on top of the hydrochloric acid. So I slowly add the water at an angle. Until the tube is literally overflowing. The next thing that I do is carefully secure this so that I can take my stopper with the cage and insert my piece of magnesium inside. And you just want to make sure that you get your magnesium in there so that it stays. Okay. Okay, you want it to stay in your stopper. Ooh. So I did a bad job. All right, let's try this one more time. Okay, hopefully this is better. Now what you're going to do is carefully remove your UDometer tube. Okay. You want to have everything ready to go, so you want to position the beaker of water under your clamp. Then you're going to insert the stopper and push it in there so that it's tight at the end of your UDometer tube. Place a finger over the hole of the stopper and invert the UDometer tube. And you want to keep your finger over the hole until you submerge the tube in the large beaker of water. Then you can clamp the tube. Okay, and the reaction will take place. So it's hard, it may be hard to see, but you can see the more dense acid is coming through and sinking to the bottom of the udiometer tube. And once it reaches the bottom, it reacts with the magnesium metal to produce hydrogen gas, which is the bubbles that you see now rising to the top, and will eventually displace the liquid at the top of the tube. Your udiometer tube is measured or marked like a graduated cylinder, so that once the reaction is complete, you can measure the volume of gas that you produced. Once the acid gets all the way to the bottom, the reaction becomes vigorous and you can see lots of bubbles.